Oh, wait, it's long.
Good evening, everybody. We are Cheer Chatter. So I know we have been a little MIA these last few weeks / months, and it's all because life is happening for all of us. So just a small recap. We've had a few recordings, so one, we do apologize for not pushing our content like we originally scheduled and wanted to do. So definitely we apologize for that. But now that we have switched over to another platform, moving forward, we should be good to go. So,
and that's why we all together, because we got to make sure this thing works this time. So we give y'all something, and they be like, Cheer Chatter was good, and then it just randomly went away. No, that's not what happened.
Yes.
We've been going through it with the last platform. Now, hopefully this one does better.
We just want to make sure we give quality videos, make sure our content is up to par, and make sure that we provide the best videos possible for our fans and our viewers. So we're looking out. We want to make sure that this is long term and that we're not MIA for a long period of time. It's better we go through these glitches now than find out later on down the line, so we can fix them right now while we're in the beginning stages of starting Cheer Chatter.
Absolutely. So thank you for everyone that has been listening, that's been following on our social media pages, that's been checking in on us, like, hey, when's the next episode going to be posted? Thanks everyone just for the overall support. We definitely appreciate it, and we look forward to, again, pushing more content and just doing more things with Cheer Chatter. So with that being said, we are going to do I guess you can call it a recap.
Recap of the season. This is the recording.
Yeah, so we recorded a few times,
Correct.
and some of everything that we could have expected to happen has happened with those recordings. So hopefully one day we could probably do some bloopers. We wouldn't do no bloopers.
Oh,
but
that'd
we
be
can do
classic.
something to kind of repost them, so that way you can actually see the unedited versions of what we talked about. Again,
me and Kamisha was talking, and Q was in there, but you can't tell that she was in there because you can't see her or hear her. So
we had our own side, right? And we had our own sidebar joke session going on.
All that was happening.
But yeah, we make the best of it. So,
and I paid my internet bill, so I don't know what was going on. But
I paid mine too, and that's what happened with the second video. I had an internet issue, and so my part wouldn't upload. So I'm glad we are crossing over to a new one, and we won't be having this problem no more.
All right. So for the recording of this past cheer season, we're gonna do how many times each? A whole lot. So we're gonna go ahead and just do a brief recap, and then eventually, once time kind of give us grace to give the attention to just upload and repost those old episodes that would not allow us to be great. So this is gonna be our recording. So we didn't get a chance to post and really recap regionals
or state.
So we're going to just do a real quick recap of regionals, and then hopefully that will kind of help put you all in the same, brain space to follow us on to state, so that you know what's been going on. So,
especially now that teams are getting ready to host their tryouts again for the upcoming season.
Getting ready to, some of them have already completed theirs.
Correct. So this will help teams who are considering moving forward with their season, if they're considering going comp this year, what to look for, what not to look for, things of that sort. So we're hoping that our content can help the next team that's willing to move forward in the competition world, because we did see a lot of new teams this year, which was great to see with the crossover, because we've been so used to seeing the same teams over and over. So it felt good to see some new faces and some new schools.
And pay me attention, but don't pay me attention.
Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna say some stuff that's hilarious.
Definitely.
But don't pay what I'm saying attention, not how I'm saying it attention. Because it is definitely useful information. But as you all can tell, I'm the clown of the crew. So everything is a joke. Everything is a joke.
Even her notes are a joke.
Yes.
Oh wait, let me pull out
those notes out.
So therefore,
let's do a recap of regionals.
Right.
Regionals was held towards the end of part of January at Coral Glades High School. I will speak on the location really quick. When, yeah,
Just spoke on it real quick.
yeah, that was pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, I wish maybe it's not the same for the other regions. We hope to travel to the other regions this upcoming season to see what their experience is like. But for the past few years, our experience has been quite interesting with the location as far as parking is concerned, as far as space inside is concerned, the whole setup. I just think at this point, to accommodate, everybody, the location should be changed so that everybody can enjoy it in the best capacity ever. Because I don't think that it's what's the word I'm looking for? I don't think that regional gets the full advantage in which we are supposed to see, because people leave because of spacing. They get tired of being on top of one another, tired of parking in Timbuktu and having to walk to Timbuktu to enjoy it, amongst other things. But hopefully it'll change. When, I don't know, because I think it's been at Coral Glades for how long? What, past 4 years?
Yeah, too long.
Past
Since
4 or
the
5 years.
pandemic. Or was it a year before the pandemic?
It was before the pandemic.
Yeah, so like 2 seasons before the pandemic.
Yeah, and then prior to that, I think it was at Coral Springs with the same problem.
Yeah. The location, the gym is not big enough. There's not adequate enough parking. So you've had people that had to park and literally walk half of a mile to a mile to get to the venue so that they're able to, spectate. Which, this was the first year that they allowed people to stay in the entire session. But they had 2 sessions that they made you pay $10 for. So if you wanted to stay the entire day, you had to pay $20 to stay the entire day, which I think for that location,
absolutely,
it was too much. Now, if you would have said $5 a session, I would have been able to, okay with that. But $10 per session, FHSAA, that's not good.
Not at all. So my question is, because I didn't attend regionals this year, so did they do it? Because I remember prior to moving to Coral Glades, Coral Springs did the same thing, and they asked people to leave. So it was the same. Was it the same setup, or?
I didn't go when it was at Coral Springs, so I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the setup was, after the first session was done, they keep everybody out of the gym, and you had to pay. Now, some people snuck in without having to repay because they really wasn't checking for bands. The workers were not checking for bands. I wish I would have been smart enough to do that, but I did. I followed protocol.
I could have bought me another Starbucks.
Yeah.
With my $10.
Yeah. So we followed protocol and we paid for another ticket to enter, another band to enter part 2, the second session.
I bet you the bands weren't even different colors.
They were different colors.
They were
different
just
colors.
the people at the door weren't checking.
Yeah, they weren't checking. So definitely Dilla High School, y'all need to get y'all ish together and either find FHSAA need to find another location. So Dilla High School, y'all need to get y'all ish together because it's a cash cow. You have the gym, you have the parking, adequate parking to be able to accommodate where you don't have to worry about kicking people out. The people can just stay the whole day and enjoy the competition.
Most definitely Dilla, Ely, Pompano High.
Yeah.
One of the 3.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you don't want to go high school route, Nova has a really nice arena area too that they use for Orange Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
That would be nice for that particular thing. But
the Optimist teams also use their basketball.
correct.
Speaking of not
Not that you have it on, but
I wore it today. So I'm really not a fan of anything, but because my son goes to I've become a fan.
I'm an Ivy League fan. I'm not a UM fan, but go ahead.
Yeah, but your school in Final Four.
Go Owls.
Your
Yes.
school in Final Four.
Boys and girls teams. FAU boys, but UM boys and girls
They're not in the Final Four yet.
But
They played today.
But they
They're
made it
in
this far.
the Elite 8, both teams.
But they are
and they are beat. and both are kicking people behind that they not supposed to be beating.
That
So
part.
Little girls play
I
LSU
know-
today.
I
yeah,
know everybody said
It's gonna be a good
FAU
game.
was gonna be put out by Kansas State yesterday.
Yeah.
I always go for the
you was
underdogs.
supposed to get beat by
But
Indiana.
FAU has a nice arena that could be used for
That is
too.
true. FAU
has a really nice arena that could be used.
So hopefully someone from FHSAA is watching this or listening to this, so they know that you all can go up. You don't have to go to Fort
But
Glades.
travel.
That's not your end all do all. You can go to other locations to host this competition.
I mean, Boca is nothing but another 10-minute drive from.
And
Fort Glades
honestly,
anyway.
if you go, well, I know they're probably trying to make it centralized because you got teams from Miami, you got teams from Palm Beach County, and a little past
but
Palm
Boca
Beach
would
County.
be the middle point in between all of those.
Right. So going down to, like I was saying, a UM, that would make it not centralized, but going to Boca wouldn't be that big of an issue. I don't know. I think people wouldn't mind driving if
Right,
there
with the
is
space.
comfort
Correct.
and you're getting what you're paying for.
Absolutely.
I know getting an arena like a UM or FAU or Nova is probably going to cost more money. So your tickets are going to cost more, and that's absolutely okay. If I'm going to a facility like that and I'm paying $20 to $25 to see all day,
Kind of like what we do for
For-
state.
not
When
only
we go to
stay,
UF,
pay
we
$12,
pay
yeah.
$12 to use UF, and everybody pays it. But if you look at the crowd is there all
but
day
people
long.
pay like $20 to go to the Optimus competitions
That's true.
that
too.
are at UM. I don't have a problem with paying that to go see high school.
Yes,
I'm totally
absolutely.
okay with that.
Absolutely.
So just FHSAA, please, for us, your fans, your
That love to
parents,
sit there
and I'm sure
spectators,
other people,
the cheerleaders.
Yes. And I'm sure people, other people are, have to sharing the same sentiments about the location. So we're gonna get off the location and we're gonna get to the meat and the potatoes of regionals.
Oh.
So, Isha is notorious for keeping notes. And
Very.
this is something that we do. Kamisha does all our what I do the stats. Kamisha do the placings. So I get all the statistics together prior to the competition, so that all of us are in the know of what's going on. And then Kamisha does the placing, and then Isha May does all the notes. So regionals from Isha's view.
Oh Jesus.
So I'm gonna jump around because I don't have this in order as far as who placed what. Because this was supposed to be a show in itself. We gave you the whole spiel about that. So I literally talked about every team that hit the mat. Obviously, I'm not doing that today. Happened a long time ago. I don't have a problem with any coaches that would like to know our feedback, reaching out to us, and I break down everything as I remember it because my memory is a tad bit bad as well. But we totally okay with corrective criticism and working towards excellence for the next year. So I'm gonna go to the very first team that I have on here, and I have PBC. So I'm assuming that's Palm Beach Central.
Yes.
They were the first performers, and they had first team jitters. I think if they had been maybe the third or fourth team, they would have done a lot better. That first team jitters is a huge thing because you kind of set the tone of the entire competition. You either set the tone high, you set it low. And we talked to a lot of coaches. Some coaches that we talked to have been on judging panels and have friends that are judges, and they have said that the first team not only sets it for the spectator and the competitors, but it also sets the tone for the judges and how they will judge. So that first team that goes is very important. I know they don't really choose who goes first. They kind of pull out of the hat to decide who's going to go first out of each category. So you really never know who's going first, but that first team has a major task to pull off, and it either sets the tone low for competition or sets it really high. Palm Beach Central, I think, felt the pressures of that. Palm Beach Central, what category were they in? Do y'all remember?
No, because they never made it to.
They didn't make it to
They
state.
didn't make it to state, so I don't know what.
Okay, what about Jupiter? Because they would have been the same team in their category.
Hold on, let me look for it right now.
If I'm not mistaken, Jupiter was small, non-tumbling.
That would make sense because these are the first teams going. Usually, small goes 1st.
So let me pull it up right now.
As you pulling it up, I'm just kind of run through. I got Archbishop McCarthy going next. I said the little church girls was throwing it.
Central was they were small varsity.
Small varsity.
Yeah, they
okay,
did
so
make
they
it
started with small.
They made it.
They made it to. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's Palm Beach Central.
Yeah, this is Palm Beach
Yeah.
Central.
Okay.
They made it.
Oh, you're saying Palm Beach Central?
They
is
made
not
it to
on
state. No, they're
I
small
don't think-
varsity.
Did they show
Or
up?
regionals.
I don't think they showed up.
I don't remember
believe they
seeing them.
did.
I don't remember seeing
Well,
them.
let's look it up. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Isha.
No, you're fine. I'm gonna run through. Matter of fact, I'm gonna run through all of my notes really quickly. Something that I feel like I need to go into. I'll go into. So the next performers were Archbishop McCarthy. I said the little church girls was throwing it as they were. Jupiter brought cheer energy into the building. The word is cheer energy. They were really good. They definitely lifted the spirits of the competition, which we could clearly feel. Park Vista, that's one of our favorite teams. They changed their cheer away from "Hey, go Vista." We talk about this a lot. I don't know if we talked about it on our episodes that you guys saw because we talked about it on our re-recording and our re-recording and our re-recording. So I will say it again. Cobra's Let's Strike was their new cheer, which was really good, but still not Hey Go Vista. Key West, they had a Rebel Boy cheerleader. I definitely remember him. Kudos to him. If you guys know him, definitely send him our way so we can give him his flowers. Deerfield, the Ronald McDonald cheerleaders.
I was about to say that. Is that what we called them? I'm sorry, y'all.
Definitely Ronald McDonald cheerleaders.
Please don't take. This is how we remember things. We make the weirdest
Not personal.
connections when we see things. So please do not take them personally. It's just something that registers in our mind.
I mean,
Because
they're red and gold.
Yeah.
Gives you McDonald's every time. Notes I have for them: they got to get a choreographer and go to camp. They have 4 different uniforms. Multiple uniforms is a clear indicator of something's not right. Nowadays, people tend to have the girls purchase their own personal uniforms. If they're there for a while, they use them the next year. So it's not like they're buying a new uniform every year. I understand some schools, the parents aren't as into cheer as others, so they find that the overhead cost becomes a bit unnecessary. I get it, but if you intend on going to the next level, you're going to have to step that up and put that out there. Then you're going to weed out those cheerleaders who are not really cheerleaders, and you might have to go down to small and work your way up, and eventually you'll get the girls who have no problem with paying for choreography, have no problem with paying for uniforms, and then you'll see your name in the books for being one of the top teams. Sometimes money is gonna pull you there,
You get
and
what you pay
that's
for.
Yep.
You definitely got to invest. You got to invest.
Basically, because if this is something you're thinking about long term, you can't shortcut it for years to come because that stuff becomes very noticeable to the judge's eye and the fans as well. They definitely pay attention to those type of things.
Yep. So I have West Boca. I have 2 wordies, so I'm assuming their cheer had a lot of unnecessary words. Dwyer, when one goes down, it's hard to replace, and I put good. I do remember them. They did have a stunt group. Well, they had 2 stunt groups because they were in small. I believe they were small varsity, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
Because I remember their coach, and I'm almost 100% sure that they were small varsity. They had 2 stunt groups. There were parts where there was a stunt group mocking because one of the girls probably got hurt or got sick or something. They did make it over to state. I do remember them having. Do I remember them having that girl in there? I do. I think I do remember them having the girl there for state. I do. So I think they would have done a whole lot better at regionals if they had that girl. However, stuff happens. After Dwyer was Miramar. Yeah, so definitely Dwyer was small varsity because Miramar is small non-tumbling.
I think Dwyer was medium. No,
I think
medium
so, 'cause I
varsity.
can't. I don't
Medium.
see
They
them
only
on
had
there.
2 stunt groups though.
They're
Hold
not
on.
medium. Yeah, it's not. They wasn't. They yeah. They had to be something else.
Remember, it was 1,000,001 small teams.
Yeah,
But in both small non-tumbling and
Right. So, and I know that Miramar was small non-tumbling, and Dwyer went before them. So I think we're still in small varsity.
I don't know. We could look it up real quick. Go ahead.
Either way,
I don't
Yeah.
see
they
them.
were small. I'm almost positive they were small. But Miramar, as always, they were great. The girl, I always give a shout out again. These things I've said before. I don't know if you got them because I don't know if I said this before the recording incident, but the girl that holds the R in Miramar, well, the last R because it's 2 R's in Miramar, right? Yes.
RA is RA and R.
Yeah, she hold the last R. I know that. She always on
The bar end.
this side. Love her energy. She's amazing. And she don't do a whole lot. It's just she stands out to me. Love her. So again, if you know her, send her our way so we can give her flowers. Bonita Springs, they they spelled out attack. They did ATTACK in their cheer. Why it's funny to me because as former Dilla cheerleaders, we have a cheer that goes ATTACK attack. Big D. And that's what it made me think about. So yeah. But that's all I remember about the routine, which is not good. Coral Springs, good, but I'll forget them. Yes. I do remember them being good. Do I remember anything from their routine, even after seeing them at state? Nope, I don't. Lords, this her crew right here, get loud for the Lord. That's not what they said, but that's what I'm gonna say.
That's what they said in my eyes. They said, "Get loud for the Lord."
Okay.
But they were very loud. I did like their energy, but they could have been a whole lot cleaner. South Broward, the other Ronald McDonald team, their colors.
They actually use a different type of gold.
You know what? They do. They did. Sorry, South Broward, because y'all did get it right. Y'all used to be the Ronald McDonald team along with Deerfield, but now y'all actually have real competition uniforms. You have instead of the Ronald McDonald gold, you have like the Vegas real gold. Y'all uniforms are very beautiful.
Yes,
love them. Now we got the uniforms right. Now we gotta get the uniform. I mean the routine right. We gotta go that next step.
So small non-tumbling.
They were non-tumbling?
Yeah, small.
Did they make it to?
They did make it to state.
Hold on.
I remember the coach. I ain't gonna tell you why I remember the coach, but I remember the coach.
Can't wait
She
to
was
see
there.
that.
Yeah, they barely made it up, but they made it.
Yeah, because they had that stunt group that they was missing a girl. It was in multiple parts of the routine. I'm gonna make an assumption that maybe something happened to the girl at competition or the day before, or she didn't show up. Maybe she got sick or something where they didn't have time to make those adjustments. But I remember at state it not being an empty space.
Gotcha.
So, shout out to all the coaches who have to do things on the fly. It is not easy. It is very frustrating. I'm here with you, but I'm gonna make that assumption about Dwyer. But yeah, South Park, South Park. Because this is what I have in my notes. And South Park is one of my favorite cartoons. But yeah, we gotta step up from the part. We got the uniform right, but we gotta step up from the part. I have that they had 32 8 counts of dance, and I'm probably as close to right as possible. Yes, I said 32 8 counts of dance. Western was good. That's all I have for them. Speaking of Western, I spoke to their coach at state. She was very cool. I can see that she misses her daughter coaching with her. Shout out to Western's coach. Very sweet lady when I spoke to her.
That would be the change.
That would be the shift and change.
The change.
Oh, because her daughter's not there with her anymore. Yeah, her daughter got married and moved away. Yeah, so that may have been it. But yeah, it's all good. We grow up in life.
You can always notice a shift in a
Mm-hmm.
team when you've been paying attention for so long.
Yep,
You can always determine the shift.
That, and I didn't think about that, so that was definitely a good thought. Treasure codes. I must be talking about the signs because it says TCH, middle group, no C, weak stunning, tumbling, timing off. What's the TCH for? I don't know. If you're from Treasure Code. Ah, yes. Yeah, the middle. Got it. The middle stunt group didn't have the C, and they were saying TCH. That's not TCH anymore. It's TH.
Treasure High.
Right. I put L's next to large because they were with Dillard. So Goldman, I put half baby stunts because they were stuck in halves or preps, depending on what terminology you use. Gotta go from here to here. That's gonna take you to the next level. St. Brennan, they're my favorite uniforms. They have the sweater type look. It's not actually a sweater, but they have the old school sweater look with the big B for St. B. I like when they say that. And then the skirts are the pleated skirts. So their uniforms are definitely
old school vibe.
Yes, but they make it's old school that's made to look current because they little and petite.
The slouch socks.
That's all. I don't think they want that though because I didn't want them to be
on the shoes.
That part. That is so good.
With the yarn that you make yourself.
Talk about old school cheerleading. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And I put at that point they had stolen the show so far. They still, even though they had stolen the show, they didn't live up to my expectations of St. Brennan. St. Brennan, I'm not gonna say they fell off because the stunt team, you could tell the stunt technique and the stunt difficulty and the cheer and the dance were still at its tier, but they weren't executing the way that they normally do. But of course they still elevated the synergy in the room. So can't take that away from them. But love St. Brennan. I know we're gonna see a lot more from them next year. Another large team was Coral Glades. They had a very safe routine. They played on that all year. And when we came to the final dance, safe doesn't really work.
I think they always play it safe. Though.
They've been playing it safe since
I think
y'all don't know them, but Asia them was in school.
That's
Remember?
I think
14, 15.
Because remember, we used to battle with them a lot, and then they went to a different category. And the reason why I remember them is because some of those girls that cheered at Coral Glades cheered at Lakes with Asia and all of them.
Yeah.
And I used to really watch them. It was like 3 girls that cheered for Coral Glades that cheered for Lakes. And I used to really pay attention to them. Honestly, since those girls left, they've been playing it safe. I don't know if coaching changed or what, but it's been safe since then. So I'm going to say we're in 2023. I'm going to say give or take about 17, 18. They've been playing it safe.
I was about to say, because I think that was the last time they won, and that was when they were in extra large.
Yeah, the last time they won. Since then,
yeah,
they've been playing the same.
Because remember, that was the last time Dillard won as well, and they won that same year. Because remember, Broward swept a lot that year. Broward swept a lot that year.
All right, Riverdale. Fast motions don't make good motions. Slow it down. Sometimes I know I just said safe routines don't make it at the big dance, but doing too much also don't make it either. So you got to find a happy medium.
You have 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Make it work.
Make it happen. That's it. 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Don't be trying to add 5 minutes into 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Don't try to crunch that in there. Just
The routine should consist of some small breaks in between the transitions to allow the girls to kind of get their breathing back under control and to get the momentum built up back again. So you don't want to build or have a routine that's just full of stunting. They constantly moving, constantly stunting. Give them transitions for them to be able to take a split second or no to
My arm's tired now.
to breathe. They need to breathe because you can do a whole lot in 2 minutes and 30 seconds that will tire you out. They're cheering, dancing, and stunting and projecting loudly.
So without cutting things off. So keep that in mind.
Straight. 2 minutes and 30 seconds straight.
Rushed routines are not a good look.
I challenge you to do a workout for 2 minutes and 30 seconds without stop. No breaks, no pause, no nothing. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Guarantee you will understand what those girls are going through on that blue man.
So that's for the coaches. The challenge is for the coaches.
But not only that, but not only the execution of the cheerleaders, my eye, if I'm a judge, and I've never judged the cheerleading competition a day in my life. I want to. I do. Because some things I'll be like, what's that? Anyway, but my eyes get tired. I'm like, I want to enjoy the stunt going up and hitting. When it goes up and come back down, to me, that's a show and go. That's not an executed stunt.
Correct.
Give time for people to be excited about what you're doing. If you hit a high V and instantly you at a low V, I didn't even see that you had a high V. Like, just.
But I find that, being that you mentioned that, I find that to be interesting because that was a point we brought up in one of our unfortunate recordings that did not make it with judging. That is now when they go up and come back down with no problems, that is now considered an execution of a stunt, even if you see it or not.
Well, we're going to break that down.
Correct.
We're going to get a score sheet.
But keep that mental note in mind.
Judges, honestly, for real, judges, more so the UCA judges, if any of you watch this, I hope it gets to y'all, please. We want y'all to see it. We would like to put one of y'all on the show so you can break down the score sheets that you guys get and explain, because we know that your changes a lot because it's now an accepted sport, not only in the state of Florida, but in the world because it's now in the Olympics. Kudos to the people who fought for that and won.
I just think about our conversation when we talk about the Olympics. Continue, I'm sorry.
I'm thinking about 2 or 3 Olympics. You is not the whip. But
she says that every time.
Every time I see a country doing some tumbling and tossing some people in the air, it may not have nothing to do with cheer. We lost. But we're going to get on that on another recording. I'm going to explain it.
No, she sent videos on Instagram.
Yes, we lost.
She said, my girl, we just keep taking these L's.
We're going to have a session about that. Yes, however, no, seriously, UCA judges, any of you, if you're watching watching us, please reach out to us. We want to put y'all on because there are things that I won't necessarily say that we assume. There are things that we knew, but the cheer world is changing. So there may be things that we think that are not true, and we don't want to put out false information. However, we want to understand y'all and what y'all see and what y'all go through. When
but I think it will also be beneficial for the
coaches and the teams
and the coaches to get an understanding as to what is being looked for. Because although it is written on the judge's sheet, it can be vague at times and not really clear as to what.
Because a lot of times, and I totally understand them. If I'm watching a routine and I need to make comments at the same time,
it's gonna be vague.
I'm gonna forget what I really wanted to say, and I'm just gonna put the basics. Yeah. So,
but I wonder if they ever thought about considering having a session where if coaches had questions after the fact, doing a Q&A.
I mean, it's subjective. At the end of the day, co-judging cheerleading competitions is subjective. You definitely have a foundation that you're going to be looking at in terms of, the stunting techniques, difficulty, projecting, cheer. You're going to have the foundation. I think it comes to when you're making your notes or when you're viewing a team, are you viewing a team based off their history? What they look like the year before, prior years, what you've seen, what you've heard. Like we all want to know.
I don't think that is going to be said. I think that's something that you just feel, and while you're judging, it just kind of gets put there because it's not like you judge and then you watch it 5 minutes later, or even an hour later, or a day. You're in that moment, so whatever I feel at that moment is going to be put on the paper. Anyway, UCA judges, please reach out. We would like to have you on so we can talk, please. Not in a criticizing way, not in a
just for informational
yeah, we will be getting educated as well as our viewers. All right, moving on. We had Chaminade also in the large division, and I put in all caps, the park. I need y'all to stop.
I know that was coming.
Thinking that you are there, and I'm not saying that you'll never be there. You're a Chaminade. You at a private school. Your football team is I would consider one of the top 5 in the nation. Their cheerleaders should start to match. Moving right along. Doral. Cheer sound like a lot of yes. Extra large. I know they're extra large. I don't really like the extra large division. It's hard to clean. And when they were cheering, it sounded like there were extra people talking in the background. Because it's hard to get 5 people to do the same thing at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're talking about how many? 25?
It's more than that. It's 25 to 35. It's 25 to 35 girls. Just about. Well, technically 26 to 35. Because the cutoff for for large is 25. So it's
that's
26
a lot of people to be talking
yeah.
at the same time. And it just sounded like it was like you in a restaurant and everybody's having a conversation. That's what it sounds like. And it's not a gig at Doral. That's how all extra large sound to me.
There's so many of them.
It's because it's hard to get everybody to be on one accord because you always got that one cheerleader that
is delayed.
Just off. You always have, and you try to hide her or him as much as possible, and you just can't. But I can hear her in the background. I have teacher ears, so that bothers me. All right, moving on. That was Doral. So we have Piper was also a large. Simplified things to stay cleaner. Love signs, paw, and letters. So I remember there being a dispute about who should have won between them and Olympic Heights. Yes. And at the time, we felt like Olympic Heights should have won. But then when we went back to watch the video, we definitely saw that Piper earned their win at regionals. And it was clearly off their energy.
That was a deciding factor.
It wasn't stunt execution. It wasn't the cheer itself. It wasn't the dance routine. It wasn't cleanliness. It was off energy totally. Olympic Heights was clean. They executed. They did all of those things, but they were very dry. And that was shown also going into state as well. But that's another topic. Then you had Bishop Verot, who was a new team. They were kind of all over the place, falling, walking too much, going on.
I don't think they were new. I think they're in a new division.
No, this was Bishop Verot's first year competing in cheer. They're a private school out of West Florida. They've never been to regionals with us.
Oh, never mind. I'm thinking
Bishop
about
Moore.
No, I'm thinking about Puerto Verde. You know
Puerto
where
Verde.
Yeah.
That's who I'm thinking about. Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
But I can see Bishop Verot coming up just because of they're like a St. Thomas when it comes to sports. No, seriously.
No, you mentioned St. Thomas and I had a giggle.
Oh yeah, we'll get there when I get there.
I had a giggle from a situation that stayed. Don't worry about it. We recap all the time moments. Don't worry about it.
But they are like a St. Thomas in all of their sports. Football. I was just at a track meet with them yesterday. So they do well in the sports category. They recruit, they do all of that. So I can see their cheerleaders getting better as the years progress. You had Pompano, they were pretty good. Don't really have much more to say about them. Dillard, way to come back from a devastating incident on mat. You had the girl go down, knee dislocated right after a jump. After watching video and talking to the girls, she got kicked in the air while she was jumping. So it threw her off, which made her land wrong, and her knee literally popped out of place. Like literally, if you watch the video, you can see it. Girls ran off the mat, hysterical. That's just a tip of the iceberg when it comes to the season. They have been dealing with a lot of mishaps throughout the season. That's just one of the many that possibly could have landed them not even making it to state. However, when the judges, I mean, this is something that happens with everybody. If something happens in the middle of a routine where the routine has to stop, because obviously we have an injured girl in the middle of the floor, nothing else can happen. So they stop it right there. They give you time to kind of gather yourself, make any adjustments that you need to, and then the scoring starts from that point of injury on back. So if they hit every stunt before that, it don't matter. So kudos to those cheerleaders for being able to come back from that. Keys Gate, I didn't get to watch them. Like we always say, we are Dilla alumni cheerleaders. Her daughter is actually on the team. We are very connected to those girls in so many ways. It's one that I call my best friend. If her daughter sees this on air, she's gonna murder me. So I'm letting you know. Oh yeah, she's here while we're recording. Shh, she's gonna murder me. So if I don't end up on the next episode, just know what happened. I'm letting you know what happened. But no, the girls we're very close with, so we ran out to console them, get them together while the coaches kind of handled the injury part. So sorry, Keys Gate, I don't have any feedback for you guys. Kings Academy, I have The Boy Was Pointless, Uninterested in the Routine. That's what I got off of that boy.
Keysgate did make it to state.
Yeah, Keysgate made it to state.
Yes, from Rio.
But we didn't get to see them, so we will have more to say about them when we talk about state. But yes, if you're gonna have a boy on the team, I understand that there are boys that want to cheer because they enjoy the sport. However, if I have a boy on my team, this is me personally. If I have a boy on my team, I am going to utilize that boy as many ways as I possibly can. If you cannot do any more than the girl, then I might as well get another girl on my team. That's me. It's not anything sexist about it. However, if I'm going to take a space and have to buy a different uniform, I'll just rather have another girl if you're not going to add any value as a male on the team.
Agreed.
Olympic Heights, they were clean, they hit, and I was being petty. I put they hit from fulls. Yeah, there were some people that hit at halves and pushed up the fulls, but we're gonna move on from that.
Shade.
Fort Pierce, they look like the park. That's all I have for them. St. Thomas.
Did they make it to state? Because
Fort Pierce did not. Fort Pierce did not, and they should not have.
No.
That's a whole nother.
Yeah. St. Thomas.
I'm sorry, y'all.
They are my team that I was just like, granted, they would place third at district.
Yes, they sure did.
And didn't they place third at regionals as well?
Yes.
So they've been skating by, literally skating like on wheels.
No. They didn't place third at regionals. They placed fifth at regionals.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, Cora Glaze got third, Dilla got fourth, and then St. Thomas got fifth.
Okay.
Oh,
Keysgate got sixth.
oh, okay.
And
Either way, they were skating by. They weren't the worst of the worst.
I'm sorry.
They skated by, but they got a reality check at stake.
Quite
We'll
a few
talk about
people
that
got
when
a
we get
reality
there.
check and
Few
say,
people
but
got a
that's
reality
Shout out to
check.
the athletic director for being real.
Oh,
Shout out to Antoine Russell.
That's
you
real
are the
man
real
right there.
MVP.
All the way.
Let them know.
All the way.
Don't be sugarcoating nothing. That's what I'm talking about.
Because that's not what we gonna do.
All right, downtown Doral.
Wait, pause.
You got Doral and you got downtown Doral. Like they in the city.
What a
They
downtown.
in the city.
God. I can't.
They downtown.
They
I'm
in
not
the
doing-
city.
I'm not doing it. I'm not
We
doing
be
it.
in the
I'm not even
city.
gonna ask. Keep going. I'm not even gonna ask. Nope, I ain't
That's the
doing
name
it.
of that school. They
I
DD.
feel like I'm setting myself up.
DD.
Nope, I'm not doing it.
They DD. Downtown
And you
Doral.
co-signing, so I'm definitely not doing it.
Downtown Doral. Go
Terrible.
downtown.
Okay, SWB.
That's the way to my love. Take me round and round. All right. They had another point, Miss Boy.
Oh my God.
They struggled to put up stunts, but I saw the potential in the routine.
Okay.
So I don't know if they had a nervous day or what, but I put that they were good. So the potential was
Your
there.
good mean decent.
No, if I say they were good, that means they were good. If I thought they were decent, it would not say good. You know how I am.
Blah.
Right. So I saw the potential in their routine. It just wasn't executed on that day, which that's the nature of cheer.
Yeah.
It's
It's
any
a hit or
given
miss.
day.
It's
Mhm.
the next team for me.
Jesus fix it. I'm scared.
Avon Park. Baby.
Where
There's
are they
his
located?
splits. I think in Hollywood. Hollywood,
Avant-garde,
Davies,
they're-
something like
they're
that.
Hollywood area.
Yeah.
They're here.
Yeah.
Wow, honey.
I quit.
So you didn't come to Najalee's camp. Remember we were talking about the football coach that became the something at St. Thomas. I think he was the O-line guy.
Mm-hmm.
He used to be the head coach at Avon Park.
Avant-garde.
I mean Avon Park. It's not Avon Park, people. It's
I was about
Avon
to
Garde.
say.
Avon Park is a city in Florida, but
I was
It's
about to
Avon
say,
Garde.
listen, I literally was
And
about
it
to
ain't
lose
even
my
Avon.
mind.
It's Avant-Garde.
I literally was about listen, you should have seen me because I'm sitting here losing my peak like Avon Park.
Let me see if I could. No, I can't zoom in.
Avante.
No, it's not Avante. It's not a little black boy.
Avant.
It's
It's avant-garde.
Avant-Garde. But I'm saying Avon Park, and I have it spelled on here right, y'all. Listen, my mom could have got a check. She missed out on the opportunity. But
Yeah,
But
that crazy.
after that part, Avant-Garde, I have a dash, and it says Park because that's what they look like. They had a baby in the split. And when I say a baby, I'm talking about one of the cheerleaders. They also had some little girls that was with them. I think they were the coach's kids that was doing splits on the side as well. But that's fine for them because they were like 6 or 7 years old. But as a cheerleader in high school competition on the mat, you should not be doing that anymore. So,
pick me.
pick you what?
Pick me.
She has something to say.
Because I wasn't there. When you say splits, can you please?
Okay, so these are your legs, right?
I got that part.
You're standing on them.
So the splits are on the ground.
It was here.
Or
My
are
hand
we
is the-
talking in the air?
My hand is the ground. Okay, I was gonna put it on the table, but they can't see the table, right? So my hand is the ground. These are the two legs, and it did this. And a high V. That kind of high V. Moving right along. Now that Kamisha has gotten clarification what kind of split it was, because doing a split in a stunt is still very it's elevated. It's okay to do that, but no, there were not splits in the air. There were splits on the ground.
It's part of
I
the
tried.
transition
Mm-hmm.
up in the air to another stunt.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They kind of remind me of that school from last year, but I digress.
You're talking about Slam Academy. Yes.
Yes.
Giving very much slam. Monarch. They
went
fell apart
co-ed.
at the end, but very proud of their boys, especially the little one, and he's not little, he's just smaller than the rest of the boys.
Mhm.
If you watch the district or the BCA episode, I talked about him on there. I literally watch him now from now on. I don't know if he was a senior. If he's not, I will be looking for him next year because I just like his energy. He gave his everything to put the stunts up and to see him be successful at that. Because we got to watch warm-ups at BCAA. We said that before. And he was like really like struggling. The team surrounded him with love and stunt went up instantly. So when he got, and you could tell he was nervous. He was in his own head. Got on the mat, everything hit. At regionals, he did his thing. But there were some other stunts that were not as successful. Northeast, I can't say exactly what my notes are because they're a bit vulgar. However, we had a little Luke moment in a stunt. And when I say Luke, I'm talking about don't stop, pop it. Let me see you do the brown from a prep.
I missed it.
You missed it.
Dang.
And I wasn't in the gym watching at the time. I actually had used the restroom. I was like, oh, I can miss Northeast. Went to the restroom. I was in the lobby waiting to get back in once they finished. And that's just so happened the part that I caught. Her being in her squat in the air with a skirt on.
Wait, what?
I mean, what you thought she had on shorts? She's a cheerleader.
Just be quiet.
All right. Boynton was a no-show, but they have all of their stunt clap intros on Instagram.
Oh.
That was your opportunity to actually create some content. Anyway, Seminole Ridge, they were real co-ed. Yes. Seminole Ridge is always good.
Mhm.
Seminole Ridge did well at state, but we'll get to that.
Mhm.
But they were a real co-ed team, and I love that. I love when cheer is real cheer. Somerset Prep was a no-show. I'm gonna add, they got some good people on the track team. I'm a track coach, so yeah. Maybe they started running track, that's why they didn't show up. Cooper City was good. That's all I pretty much have.
I did not see.
I don't recall seeing them at
At
state.
state, I don't recall seeing Cooper City. I remember them Cowboys.
Go ahead.
All right. Miami Christian was a no-show. Maybe they went to church. Ely.
I quit.
They Miami Christian. Maybe. Ely. If you seen Ely last year and the year before and the year before that, it was the same old Ely. That's all I got.
We need Ely's coaching staff to get
Change.
Oh,
I
dang.
was trying to be real good. Yeah,
It's time. It's
It's
time.
time.
And it's like no shot at the current coach because she was there on staff when the team was actually good. And when I say good, I mean competing with the top dogs. They were one of the top dogs. So when we see them perform the first time in a new year, we be hoping that they brought it back or close to coming back. And the cheerleaders that are at the Pompano Chiefs, which is the Optimist program that they kind of filter, they're actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why they get to high school and it's not productive. We were also told that another program kind of folded and these girls went to Ely because they thought, okay, we could go, we can get on, we can not only make the team, but we'll be on a good team. And they didn't like it and they started to quit. So it's starting to sound like the problem is not the girls, that it may be the staff. And I like Ely, like, how can I put this? UM and FSU fans hate each other. But when it comes to Florida, UM and FSU fans stick together.
Mm-hmm.
That's how Dillard and Ely is. We don't like each other against each other. But when it comes to anybody else, we
It's Broward
always
versus
want to see
everybody.
them win. We was just as with them when they was trying to get rid of their principal as they were. So I want to see Ely do well. Do I want to see Ely be good? Absolutely not. But do I want Ely to be
on
there?
the same level? Of
We going head to head. I want to see
That's
that
how
every
it
time.
used to be.
Yeah,
That's how it used to be.
definitely.
I lost to Ely.
Medium is on medium.
My junior year of high school. Cooper City was medium.
Medium, not on me.
I lost to Ely my junior year of high school, and it was by 3 points. That's what I'm used to. Bring that back. I don't know how y'all got to do it, but make it happen. That's what I want to see. I want to be us to be on the internet going back and forth all year, and we at state hugging and loving on each other because we went back and forth all year, and one of us came out victorious.
It's time.
That's what I want from Ely. So I don't want to say same for Ely next year. I don't want to say that no more. Cardinal Gibbons was okay. They're a new school to cheer competition.
They took a long break, a pause. They were at the beginning when the competition started, but now they're back. You can definitely tell that they're getting reacquainted with competitive cheerleading. So hopefully we'll be able to see a better showing next year.
What I want to see from Cooper City is the coach. I'm sorry, Cardinal Gibbons. I apologize. We are talking about Cardinal Gibbons. Leave me alone. What I want to see from Cardinal Gibbons is the coach get maybe 2 or 3 people on staff with her that can help her, because I love her mindset. I love what she's bringing to the table, but I don't think she has enough help. So that's what I would like to see with Cardinal Gibbons. I almost said Cooper City again. Somerset College Prep. 2 girls with hair. I'm gonna say it exactly how I wrote it, because this is exactly what it gave. 2 girls with hair to their ankles. Park. Split for 4 8 counts.
Did she say hair to their ankles?
That's exactly what I said, and I'm not exaggerating.
It was very long.
And it wasn't 1 girl. It was those.
Ladies, coaches, please be mindful that when you have
That's a hazard.
cheerleaders, it's a hazard. It's a safety issue. Whether you're a flyer, a back spotter, main base, or secondary base, it jumping up in the air, 1, stunting, 2, transitioning, 3,
slapping somebody.
It is a safety hazard. So please, those girls' hair should go up into a ponytail to where it is minimum to nothing.
Because that's what I'm thinking about. Like, you know how, okay, this is what I think about when I was a base. My flyer would do this before she loaded. More visual, because Q got had a bun. She would do this. So your hair is out the way before she loads. If you got plaits down to your ankle, when she do this, this might do this and wrap around. You're not fixing your hair during the routine. The next time she get on, she do it again. Now that hair wrap around your neck. Now you done hung yourself. That's what I just thought about. I might be a little extreme. However, that's what I just thought about. Or that flyer coming down wrong and stepping on the hair. Now you got a huge bald spot. Or you jumping, and you know how you jump. Some of the girls, they jump and they be all the way down here when they land. They land like this. You stepping on your own hair.
Take a step, and next thing you know, you down. You got hair. You don't want. It's already embarrassing enough to have a ponytail on the mat, but to have your little crochet braids and plaits over your scalp.
Just think about it, though. Just think about it. You jump and you land on your hand. You go to do something, but you still standing on your hand. All right, I'm done. I promise I'm done.
Make sure that hair's up into a ponytail and not dragging on the mat.
And you don't even need it at your butt. Like, why do you need all that hair to cheer?
Let me be clear. Competition is where your girls are supposed to look like one. Sorry, I hate to say it, but even with All-Star, all the girls' hair are the same. Period. Point blank.
They find a way to make it happen.
Same even if you got a mindset. High school, I get it. Our girls want to wear these long lace fronts, whatever the case may be.
During cheer season,
absolutely not.
You ain't doing.
We do it after cheer season, but you have got to have a uniform look for your team in general. Best way to go, because when judges start looking at all that other stuff going on,
it's a distraction. Even if you
much so, very much so. Yeah, definitely. Uniform look across the board. And that I noticed that a lot of teams towards state or competition season is when the transition occurs.
All right, moving on to BA. I actually don't have anything negative to say. And normally throughout the years, that's exactly what it is. BA is doing what Evie needs to do. Change staff, and that staff is progressing them into a competition team. BA had got real low, like almost split on the ground low. They didn't get there, but it was almost there. So this new staff that they brought in, they have improved the team a whole lot. They still got some work to do, but you can see the progression, and I love it. Kudos to BA for that. My notes was I enjoyed their improvement, and they still got gotta get off the park. So we still got some elevating to do, but I still love the elevation.
So we're going to actually have an episode where we actually do a difference in the park and high school level, because I think even when we say in the park, some of you are like, what you mean by the park? We will break it down so that you can definitely see a difference, and hopefully we'll be able to show video so that we can show a Little League park routine and a high school competitive cheerleading routine. And we want to, hopefully you can live stream it, that way people can actually see and comment on if they can actually see the difference.
I have an idea how we can do it.
But I think that the issue is not really an issue. It's like when coaches want to elevate themselves, but they don't elevate their coaching. And what I mean by that is that a lot of them want to transition. A lot of park coaches want to transition to high school coaching,
which is great.
Love the elevation for your coaching. Big step up. Love it.
But your coaching also got to elevate.
Correct. So therefore,
you can get a new position and still be the same person.
That part.
When you get the new position, you got to come with new stuff.
You can't think that you could bring what you did at the park to the high school level. It doesn't work. So when you are applying for that position, your coaching in general needs to elevate just as much as your job that you want to elevate.
And any coach who coming from the park, the optimist level to high school, they will tell you that first season probably tore their behinds up. Maybe the first two, maybe three, where they got a rude awakening.
Absolutely.
Because on the park, it's easy to win. It really is. So you see that it's similarities, and you like, okay, well, I can do that on a high school level, and it's great. You're supposed to have that kind of confidence, and you're supposed to keep that kind of confidence, but you have to be also open to understand what's not the same. And there are a lot of coaches on the high school level that's not understanding that difference. So moving to Calvary, I have the face that look like this.
I quit.
And he got two blushies. That's what I thought of Calvary. And we need to be clear, because there is another Calvary Christian that was amazing at state. This one is. This is the Calvary Christian in Fort Lauderdale. That one is not. I got South Plantation. Oh, I put their in a choir, and they look the same because they sing. Purple.
Wait, what?
Yes, they sing their words. They're in a choir. So yeah, let's chop the words. There are some colors that I hate. They'll tell y'all. That's hilarious. There are colors that I hate to be put in a cheer. Purple is one of them. It's not my words. It's not my words though, because you can cut off purple. You can say purple. No, my word. Yeah, no. It's a tie between burgundy and maroon.
They're the same color.
But some people say burgundy, some people say maroon, because you got to go with what your school colors are. It might look the same on the uniform, but the different numbers on paper. I mean, different colors on paper. But I hate both of them. If I was at a school,
at least you could match. You could rhyme maroon with something.
If I was a coach and I coached at a school and their colors were burgundy or maroon, I would not do colors in my cheer. Period. It'd be let's go whoever
the mascot is.
THS. What, I don't care. It would not be a color shop. Anyway, let me hurry up and finish because it's not much left. hold on, where was I? Yes, not much left. So I just did South Plant, Stop Singing That Purple, and everything else. LaSalle, we know that that's my favorite school.
Yes.
We know that's Crowns Up with the
Crowns
Royals.
Up with the Royals.
We got a video that y'all probably saw on our story of me cheering with them. That was the highlight of, well, it was not the highlight of state. It was the second.
It was her.
No, it was the second.
You know what the first highlight
You
was.
already know what the first
That I
highlight
do
was.
know.
But
But
it was the
she
second.
was in that cheer like she hit the mat with them.
Okay. I did
With the sign. She had the sign and all. That's what got me. Like the sign, she was doing the sign is exactly like she was in the routine.
Mhm.
Whole thing.
It's fun. But same thing with LaSalle, as I said about St. Brennan. They come with a level of expectation.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't hit that for me. Not because the routine was not good, not because they didn't the cheer wasn't good, because they didn't execute the way that they normally do. But like I said, in cheer it's any given day. Creek.
Coconut Creek?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Moving on.
I'm gonna say what I said, what I put, and then I'm gonna move.
I'm gonna pray. Hold on.
I'm not gonna say that part because y'all wouldn't get that.
Mm-hmm.
They wind it up. Like, you know how you go to the club and somebody is winding it? They did that. They had 2 minutes and 30 seconds of dancing.
And the routine.
And the routine is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So we just know that what they were doing.
They were dancing in between stunts, cheers, dancing, and it was just dancing the whole cheer, the whole routine.
It's recorded. I said roll out the carpet. Those were some of the things that they were saying in their cheer, because they did a whole like part cheer. Yes, a hello cheer where it was talking junk and saying that we are the best, we
so
are
that
number
coach came from
one,
the park.
we can't be beat.
Mm-mm.
Roll out the carpet. Yeah, I'm gonna move on because it's gonna. If I continue, I'm gonna find other things that I remember, and it's an episode in itself. But this coach is very open to change, and we're gonna help with that. So look out for Creek next year, Coconut Creek to be exact. I ain't saying they're gonna win, but they're gonna be better. All right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hialeah Gardens. Oh, they had on the black shoes.
Mhm.
I remember that. And
That must be a
it was
Miami
alright.
thing. Black shoes.
You know, in that area you have the Hispanics, and they like to do things different.
No,
However, they were the only school that had black shoes.
Miami Central wears black shoes too.
Sometimes they have white shoes too.
Very rare that you see.
It depends on what uniform they got on. Douglas, they were very good. I would never do colors because they are burgundy. But no, Douglas was good. Douglas won that one, right?
I believe so.
Yes, they did, because remember at state we was confused. I mean, we were considering that they possibly could win. But yeah, that. Carol City won. Shout out to Carol City. Shout out to one of my old cheerleaders, Janiyah. She's a senior this year, but she got her a win at regionals. They were amazing.
Energy through the roof.
Energy out the roof. I love Carol City. I want to see that for years to come. Great job, Carol City. Forest Hill, I did like this.
Yeah, God.
Enough said.
Yeah, Douglas did win.
Yeah.
They beat West Broward by about 0.4 points.
Right.
So that was a good game. Yeah, that was a really close category.
Why don't I have West Broward on here?
You already talked about it.
I did?
I thought you already talked about it.
I skipped them. They was after BA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me go back to West Broward because that's my friend team. It didn't live up to the hype. It was great though. I get why the cheer was what it was, but I prefer more flair in the cheer. Okay, so everybody was talking about West Broward. I have to explain this. Everybody was talking about West Broward, and this is why I don't like listening to people, because they brought me here.
That's how I felt about Piper too.
With West Broward. They brought me here. And when I finally got to see them, it was like, they were good, but y'all was acting like they was Top Gun or Barto. No. And they weren't. Needless to say, they were very good. They were very good. But they took me to a different level of from the hype. So it kind of downplayed how good they were. They did have a drop stunt, which is why they lost by the 0.4. To Douglas, I thought they were still gonna win, even with that drop stunt. But Douglas was good. So I understand why Douglas won. Circumstances weren't the same at state. But yeah, that's my friend team. And the reason why I say I understood why the cheer was the way it was, as coaches, when you get a critique on your score sheet,
Use it.
you go back and you use the critique. And that's what they did. Someone scored them and said something negative about their cheer, that it was too complicated. And guess what they did? Made it extremely simple. And they've been winning with that extremely simple cheer. I personally don't like it, but I get it. The idea is to come out with the W.
Yeah,
so I totally understand. So now I got to go back because I had skipped them. Plantation. Every time I see them, they get better. From what I hear, they're supposed to be even better next year. I'm looking forward to that. Kudos to the Plantation coach because she does a very good job with them. But I think we've said this before. She needed some help, and
She's getting the help.
she's getting the help that she needs.
Definitely.
Shout
Stay
out to
tuned.
Plantation.
Stay tuned for an upcoming episode with backstory on Plantation High School.
All right, Suncoast, they did Hey, what do you say again? They did it last year at Court Glaze, and I called it. I remember Hey, what do you say for the part? Hey, what do you say? The mighty facts are on that. Yes. They added that in their cheer, and that's what I thought about. And I don't like it. I don't like it. So Pace. Oh, Pace cheer. Their routine was all right, but their music was bad. Make sure when you get your music done, you check the quality of it. Not just what's being played, but how it sounds. Yeah. I don't recall seeing them at state, so I don't know if it was just that day that they had bad music. But their music was bad at regionals. I do remember that. I didn't get to see Matter. I don't remember why. But from what I saw of them at state, I didn't really miss much. Wellington was very good. I think Wellington did well at state as well. Flanagan, I'm having to laugh at myself. I'm sorry. I said the crowd lied. They was all right. Because the crowd went up for them. But they weren't that good. But I'm not going to take that away from Flanagan because you're supposed to have the crowd in it with you. And when we talk about state, we'll go over that as well. But the crowd's supposed to be in it with you, and they accomplished that. But if I had to go off the crowd and then I watched them, I would have thought they were top tier, and that's not what it was. They was all right. Nova was the last team to go, and Nova is the most improved team of the season. That coach, she did not seek help, but help was offered to her by RQ, and the coach listened to everything she said. The coach went in and executed as much as she possibly could for this season. And
they were close to making it to state. They missed it by a few points, but you can definitely see the difference from when we first saw them in the season to regionals. So definitely kudos to the coach. I can't remember her name, but give me a minute. Kudos to her. She I reached out to her after having a chit chat with the ladies. And her name is Nakia. So shout out to Nakia if you're listening, or if anybody who knows her, definitely give her that, let her listen. Kudos to you for just being accepting of any type of advice, any type of support. We had a few conversations. You asked for my opinion. I gave you my honest feedback that I could give you. And although her and I could not connect physically in terms of I couldn't go to the practices to offer any type of physical and visual support, I just gave her the basic. I told her keep it as simple as possible. I told her, pretty much about the routine as far as like it's way too much going on.
Mm-hmm.
You have to simplify it in order for you to just, get it. She listened. They didn't get a chance to, to move on to state, but you definitely could see that there was some improvement. So definitely shout out and kudos to you for just being open to any type of feedback.
I mean, as a coach in general, everybody should be open to feedback. Don't take it as a dig or take it personally, because the crowd and the fans are who you're trying to get to be involved in your cheer. So you don't want to make it long. You don't want to make it winded.
Well, the judges don't let you make it long because it's only 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Correct. But that crowd participation is what really can take you over.
Uh-huh. And this is kind of what I said earlier in the show, where I said that when you're transitioning from the little league optimist level to high school, the first year or two, maybe 3 years, you're going to be taking some L's. You are going to get a rude awakening. And that's exactly what happened. She got a rude awakening because after I spoke to her, she was speechless. She literally was like, okay, what do I need to do because I can't, and she, out of her words, I can't put that back out there.
Correct.
So not only did she physically see it, she did seek out advice from the other coaches at that particular competition, because I witnessed her talking to the other coaches, pulling them to the side, asking them for feedback, asking them what they thought, and she took it in. So Nakia, kudos to you. Good luck next season. If you're not following Cheer Chatter, definitely, I think we are following you all if this is the most updated page, but if you're following Cheer Chatter, we give you a shout out. So most improved team of the season, Nova High School.
Absolutely.
Definitely Nova. Yes, Nova.
So that's it. We definitely thank you all so much for supporting, listening, just taking this all in. We will be coming back with more content. We didn't get a chance to talk about state, but that is an upcoming episode.
Absolutely.
We're gonna record state so that you all can I want us to have our viewers to feel how it was for us at state.
Absolutely.
So I'm still getting jitters thinking and just imagining that all over again. So
yeah.
Until next time, everyone, thank you again for your support, for listening. Any parting words?
Not really, but any coaches that want to come on or want to, get a little feedback from us, we're open to having those conversations. Feedback, critiquing, whatever the case may be. We will be reaching out to a few coaches to get a day in the life of a high school coach or a coach in general, so that the people can understand what it really does entail. So we're excited about the upcoming season. Please stay tuned, because Cheer Chatter is about to take the world by storm.
Also, if you have anything that your cheerleading team is doing that you think you would like us to be a part of, that you think we
should feature.
Yeah, you want to get out there to the rest of the world. We're gaining a very large following. If you have a fundraiser, if you have an event, if you just want us to show up at practice one day and, play and laugh and joke with y'all, come to tryouts. It doesn't matter. If you have something that you want us to be a part of, let us know. We're open to it. We do have lives though, but
the sooner the better.
If we can fit it in our schedule, we're definitely open to it.
Check out our IG page at Cheer Chatter for our email information, all of that type of things. You're more than welcome to DM us, slide in the DMs.
And if you definitely want to do a feature or anything, or do an interview with us, or whatever, email us at cheerchatter23@gmail.com. On Instagram, we are cheer __ 2 underscores. Chatter, is it 23? I think it's 23. On Instagram. It's not 23.
Just
okay, let's do it real quick. I think it's is it 23 or not 23? On Instagram.
It is not. It is cheer
__ chatter. So on Instagram, we are cheer __ chatter. So follow us, like us, and shoot us in our DMs if you want to, shout out, want to be featured, or just be a part of, or you want Cheer Chatter to be a part of your practice or your program, your cheer experience, whatever.
Cheer experience.
Cheer experience.
New word.
New word. So until then, everyone, good night, and thank you so very much.